Welcome to Abby Lee After Class. I'm glad you're watching. Tell your friends, your mothers, your dads, your enemies, all about Abby Lee After Class. I want people to actually know what goes on behind the scenes of Dance Moms. In the future, you're going to see real behind the scenes footage. That's right. Secret camera inside the dance studio. Filming the producers. Filming the moms, the girls. Wait till you see all the things they say about me behind my back. Touche. All right, now let's talk about the minis. The minis were supposed to be rock stars. Not my idea. Nope. Mr. Producer, rock stars. I mean, I grew up when there was Led Zeppelin, heavy metal bands, Kiss at the top. That's really not around anymore. And if it is, that's not what the kids in my dance studio are listening to. So, I don't think the little minis really know what a rock band looks like. Kiss at the top. So they're just grasping for straws, or they're relying on their mothers to tell them. And we all know that the mini mothers don't know squat. They bring in some guy. I don't really know this guy. He's good, he has a lot of credits. He choreographs for some kids shows on Nickelodeon, Disney, whatever. Okay, fine. I think one of the producers had a crush on this guy. And that's why they brought him in to work on my show. Why wouldn't I use one of my own choreographers? Why wouldn't I use one of the teachers at my dance studio? Why wouldn't I use one of my kids that have been in a Broadway show? My own kids, an alumni that's graduated, who is now working professionally in the industry, who's been on tour with Kanye West in 5 or 6 Broadway shows. If I'm gonna bring somebody on Dance Moms to choreograph a number, you can sure bet it's somebody that I know, that I'm proud of. I don't really know this guy. Moving on. So let's just say, Chris Downey, you did a great job. The kids had a good time. The mothers were so excited that they had this special celebrity choreographer. But you sure did find out quick that working with minis is not as easy as it looks. So I want to give a big shout out to Chris Downey. Thank you very, very much, Chris. You got your 15 minutes of fame. All right, now, Jojo. This is the big episode where Jojo walks out of the ALDC. Or should I say, walks out on the ALDC. That's right. Jess has been on my back, all about my faculty, my teachers, my classes, yada, on and on. I really can't stand to look at her mouth moving anymore. All she does is complain, whine, berate my studio. Well, you know what? The one girl that's not in class all the time is Jojo. There we go. Jojo does not take class because she is in a meeting with an agent, having a fitting because she's doing a voiceover. Whatever it is, it keeps her from class. I've talked about this before at Abby Lee After Class. Jojo's a dance teacher. Why doesn't she teach the kid herself at home? Maybe she's not really a dance teacher. I don't know, just saying. Jojo isn't a lazy kid. She's not missing class because she's lazy. She's missing class because she chooses to be somewhere else. Jess chooses for Jojo to be somewhere else. So when Jess decided to go off on the ballet faculty here at the ALDC LA, I knew that I had to teach her a lesson. Oh yeah, that's right. We have an excellent ballet curriculum here. Jess might know that if she ever brought Jojo to class. Right? Yes. How am I gonna get back at Jess? Well, that's easy. I am giving Jojo a ballet duet with none other than Kendall. Because Kendall misses a lot of class too. And I feel like Jill is right there to support Jessalyn all the time. She backs her up. Really? Kendall could come to class more often too. So the 2 girls are going to do a ballet duet. When Jojo starts working with one of my new ballet instructors, Daniel from Australia, it really hits the fan, and you know what I'm talking about. Jojo cannot keep up with Daniel, the ballet instructor. She's not even used to the terminology. She isn't a ballet dancer. And that's why I gave them this assignment. I want them to realize just how important ballet is. Every dancer knows that ballet is the foundation. It's the core. It's the root of dance. And if you don't have a good, strong foundation, well, you're not gonna be a good, strong dancer. Not very long, Jojo. Jojo goes in, she starts working with Daniel, she's not getting it. We see the frustration on her face. We realize that it's getting a little tense in there. How do we know all this? Kendall, of course. She's gonna tattle. You all know Kendall, come on. All right. Next thing I know, Jojo comes out of the room in tears. Now that kid is tough as nails. I rarely see her crying. Today is a big exception. She is physically worked up over this routine. She can't gimmick her way out of it. Nope. She can't send Paula to learn the routine in her place. She can't even stand there and do 16 turns in parallel to save her butt. Nope. She actually has to use ballet technique. Jessalyn's like, I'm out of here. I really can't remember what all went on that day, but I know what you saw on TV wasn't even half of it. Jojo went running to mommy, and mommy exploded. Blonde pieces of hair everywhere. Those extensions flew right off of her head. I was a little frightened, actually scared. I didn't know what was going to happen next. Any other time in history at the ALDC, when a mom stormed out angry, well, the producers made her come back, dragged her back in the studio. And the producers made me take them back. I don't want to take somebody back that quits. Go, don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. Everyone's replaceable. Well, lo and behold, Jojo did quit. Jessalyn walked out, never to be seen again at the ALDC. Well, actually, she has been back to the ALDC, and Jojo is doing great things. Jessalyn had this in her back pocket the whole time. She knew darn well the production company that shoots our show never legally processed the children's applications through the California court system. Big mistake, guys. You thought because the mom signed a contract, you could hold the children to theirs. Doesn't work that way. But I guess you found that out really quick, didn't you? She's off to bigger and better things. Well, don't forget, I'm the one on Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition that looked at her and said, Jojo with a bobo. Looks like those bobos have worked out pretty fine for Jojo after all. See you around, Jessalyn. Now we can up the ante. I can make this routine more difficult. Gianna, go ahead. Let's do this. We don't have Jojo bringing down group routines, acting silly, sending in a replacement, Paula. I have 3 dancers that have been with me for quite some time. Moms who want to see their girls dance in a more mature fashion. They want more mature subject matter and quality of movement in the dance routines. What are we gonna do? Let's do something heavy, something serious, something that Jojo could have never done. Come on, I got some skills. We all recently heard some horrible news. A little girl in Phoenix, Arizona, who Kalani knew, Kira knew, I believe Brandon, her mother, also knew this little girl, had committed suicide. She was young, too young. Now, everybody deals with the aftermath, and everyone deals with it in their own way. But this affected a dance studio. The young lady decided to take her life right before a dance competition. We know what it's like when someone is injured or somebody is sick before a dance competition. Everybody has to scurry around and reblock their parts, figure out what track they're going to go to, figure out new timing. And it's unfortunate, but you pull together and you do it. This, however, was a different case. This little girl wasn't sick. She wasn't injured. She was gone. She ended her life. That puts the entire studio, all of the clients, all of the students, in a whole different sort of mood. You're not excited and filled with anticipation going to a dance competition. You have this huge heavy weight on your shoulders. You're burdened with the thoughts of what went wrong in this little girl's life. What went wrong with the family, with the parents? There's so many questions unanswered. So I thought, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk to the girls about it. Let's see what we can do to bring some positive light on such an unpopular subject. So we contacted some experts from Teen Hotline, and they were so gracious. They came out to the studio. They brought a young woman with them, a teenager who works at the hotline, and this is quite a responsibility. This isn't just, show up and answer some phones. They are really trained well how to deal with suicide prevention, how to deal with kids in trouble, teenagers that have nobody to talk to, nobody to turn to. Maybe they don't have a roof over their heads. Maybe they don't have a hot meal to eat. These are kids in serious trouble. Now, here's one thing about the ALDC. You may think that my girls are spoiled. You may think that my girls, they have this purse and that backpack and they fly all over the world. Well, they do. That's right. But they are certainly grateful. I insist that my kids understand the meaning of grateful. To be gracious, that you are lucky that you have had these opportunities. Not every child out there gets to do what you do. So don't ever take it for granted. Never. You could have the rug pulled right out from underneath you at any time. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Live each day to the best of your ability. Make somebody smile. Make somebody happy. Give 110% to whatever it is you do, whether you work, whether you go to school, whether you have an activity. It could be hockey, it could be soccer, it could be dance. Do it with all your might, because there's kids out there that don't have that opportunity. They can't do it. They're in trouble, they're sick, they're in financial straits. They're never given the opportunities that my kids at the ALDC are given. So, without any more negative talk, we're going to talk positively. We have this wonderful young woman and her mentor come out from the Teen Hotline. They explain what it's like to talk a teenager off the ledge, to tell a child they need to get help. They need to go to the police, or they need to go to a teacher at school. Or sometimes those phone calls sometimes the phone calls come in from kids who just need somebody to listen, just need somebody to stay on the other line and not have to hang up and not have to go and, my mom's coming, I gotta hang up, or, there's a guy calling me on the phone, so I'm gonna hang up with my girlfriend. Somebody that is there to listen until they are finished talking, until they have cried all those tears on their pillow, until maybe they've asked for help. And maybe they're gonna get it now, because the teen working in the hotline, because the teen working at that hotline answering those phones has been trained. They know how to call 911 and get a police officer over to that address to help that teen in trouble. They know what to tell the teen to make them want to live another day. They do a wonderful job. So this goes out to all the kids who watch YouTube constantly and everybody that's subscribed to my channel. If somebody's in trouble, if you know they're in trouble, do everything you can to help. If you have to tell an adult, if you feel like telling your teacher is the right thing to do it. You may lose that friend for a while. Maybe that friend won't ever trust you again. But you will know down deep in your heart that you saved that person's life by talking, by telling somebody, by speaking out. That's important. And I think my girls learned that through this routine. This could be one of those routines that I rank right up there with Where Have All the Children Gone? The Last Text. Those show-stopping routines. The routines that leave the audience silent. Nobody claps. Nobody says a word. There's just moment after moment after moment. When people just don't know whether to clap, whether to cry, whether to jump up out of their seat with a standing ovation, I think The Last Call could be one of those epic numbers. Can we do a dance with only 4 dancers? I feel like the girls have rallied and the mothers have rallied around them. Not only is this an important subject matter, not only do we want to do this justice and we want to spread the word to every teen out there watching our show, but we also have a reason to win. Jojo. Jessalyn didn't think we could do it without her. Jessalyn thought that Jojo was an integral part of the team, and she was for a while. But Jessalyn, not only is everyone replaceable, but I didn't even have to replace Jojo. We just did it with 4. And that really says a lot about the choreography, about the concept, about the prop, about the costuming, and about all those telephones. They're ringing. And I'm sure the agents are calling Jojo, and everybody wants a piece of her now that she's not on Dance Moms, now that she's not a part of the ALDC. But what are you going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to go to that competition. We're not only going to win our division and win the overall high score, but we are going to leave people speechless. And that's something that I am very proud of. We are also doing a public service announcement. We are letting the world know that there are teens out there in trouble and there's a place to get help. A good place. So thank you to the people from Teen Hotline. Thank you to all of the people that contributed to this show. And Lifetime, I definitely deserve a creative credit. Come on, figure it out. I'm going to post and promote that Teen Hotline phone number. And don't ever be afraid to help a friend in trouble. Someday they'll appreciate it. Someday they will be grateful. Okay, good night from Abby Lee after class.